Hello there, and welcome to A Look Back, where we take a retrospective look at video games. Games that you may have missed, or games that you may have forgotten. And welcome to the first episode. Now let me start off by saying that I grew up with Nintendo consoles. My earliest memories are of the NES, and my fondest are of the Super Nintendo. In fact, I would have to say that the 16-bit era is still my favorite to this day. However, when the Saturn, PlayStation, and N64 were out, my dad picked up a cheap Genesis. It was fun, but outside of Sonic 1 through 3, Sonic & Knuckles, and the Shinobi series, I usually ended up with games that were shared between the two giants. Games that I felt looked and played a little bit better on the Super Nintendo. Little did I know that if you dig a little deeper, you can find hordes of top-quality Genesis exclusives. Had I not recently gave it a second chance, I would have missed out on great games such as Comic Zone, the Vector Man games, Dynamite Headdy, or Barney's Hide and Seek. Okay, maybe not that one. To this day, I still find surprises for the Genesis. Games such as Valis III, brought to us by a publisher that up until a week ago I had never heard of. But I had bought this game at a local flea market based solely off its box art, which I have to say is amazing. I really do miss box art like this. Not this, though. Anyway, let's take a look at Valis III. Now, I've never played Valis 1 or 2, but the game gives a nice plot synopsis before you start. And there's a lot of story, and I'm still not sure I understand it all, but I'll explain the best I can. There are two sister swords. The Valis sword, which your main character Yuko has, and there's the sword our antagonist Glames has. Glames wants to invade Dreamland, and it's up to Yuko, Valna, and Cham to stop him. The gameplay reminds me a lot of Castlevania, but kinda mixed with an anime Sailor Moon art style. The visuals and the cutscenes are appealing, and the gameplay is somewhat similar to that of the original Castlevania series, albeit a little more forgiving. Not to say that this game is easy by any standard, it's still challenging, and the bosses are some of the hardest I've faced on the Genesis. I love the music, and that's coming from someone who generally believes you had to be Sega to get the Genesis to sound right. It's not as colorful as Sonic or Ristar, but the dark tones set the mood for an excellent adventure. While I personally find the game extremely enjoyable, I could see how some might find it forgettable. Coming out in a time when side-scrollers were everywhere. Everyone had a side-scroller. It all boils down to this, however. Did I have fun? And the answer is a resounding yes. When I came back to the Genesis, it seemed like a lot of the third-party games I had found, personally, were going the Sonic route. You had Arrow the Acrobat, Rocket Knight Adventures, and even the red-headed stepchildren Bubsy and Awesome Possum. Finding a game like Valis III not only piqued my interest in the Valis series, but in the Genesis as well, and I look forward to finding and playing more gems like Crystal's Ponytails.
Alright, who switched the game?